We'll go ahead and get started. This is Coach Jerry here. Welcome to every person that is going to either be here or watch the replay. And if you are watching the replay, please comment replay. And if you're not watching the replay and you're here, comment live and see why there is a bunch of people that I think trying to get in here. And for some reason, this Zoom is acting up, like it's not letting people to get in. Anyway, welcome to the training. Again, if you're not able to log in, I apologize. There's something going on with Zoom that apparently is setting up some sort of password, but I haven't set any password, so I have no idea why this is happening. But we'll get started anyway, and you will be seeing the replay and follow everything that you see inside the replay, okay? I will share my screen in a second. But first and foremost, welcome to this training. This is Jerry here, and if you have not known or not met me in any capacity, I'm a coach. I'm a diabetic coach. I'm a weight loss coach. I've helped hundreds of people losing weight and sustainably keeping the weight off. And the training today is going to really be about the relationship between weight loss and insulin resistance. Okay, what comes first, and how do we fix this whole situation in the first place? But before we get started, I'd like to really tell you a little bit why you should even listen to me. For those of you that know me, you probably know why you should listen to me. For those of you that don't, I've been in the health field for about 20 plus years. And I help people first to one-to-one setting, in live interaction, then personal training. And then of course I shifted online and I was able to help even more people because I was able to build a system that works, okay? And I will be sharing with you in a second why this system works and why do we need to even to be here. Why did I want to work with diabetes? Is because for a long time I was very close to be a diabetic type 2 and pre-diabetic. I got from almost type 2 to almost level that is no longer pre-diabetes, okay? And I have been there, and how I got to that level is because I got to a point that, my body image, as an emotional healer, I had the body image and I told myself, I really want to shift my body image and I had to lose weight to make that happen. And I wanted to do that fast because I really didn't like what I saw in the mirror. Like many of you, that impacted my confidence, that impacted the way I felt. I almost got close to be depressed. And then what happened, what did I have to do is jumping from diet to diet. As you can imagine, this builds ineffective metabolism. It builds problem inside your body, and that creates at times situation that becomes pathological, like insulin resistant, like diabetes, like bad hormones not working. Therefore, it's mandatory that you do really realize that I'm not only a person you should listen to because of the fact that I have a degree, exercise physiology, I'm a nutritionist, I have helped many people, but also that I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly where you're at right now in life, and I know exactly where you should go from here, okay? Now, the problem that we have right now, and obviously you'll know more about my story. That's another thing that I have very dear to me, and why I want to work with diabetic is because my grandma was diabetic for a very long time, and she battled the whole life with this, and then almost as she passed away almost at 90 years old, the last 5 years of her life, she was no longer diabetic. And of course, that really come back. We're gonna come back to that today when you realize the solution to insulin resistance, okay? And it's funny because after taking years of medicine, we finally understood what the problem was with her. And obviously, in a sense that, it's not about reducing carbs, it's not about reducing specific food group, it's about really improving body weight and body composition. But how do we do that, since it's so difficult to do? We do that in such a way that we'll get more in specific today. Now, before we start, I want to share, real quick this thing here, and this is kind of like going to be my notes, but also it's going to be for you to see. If you're here, chances are you've been in you ask this question a lot of time: the relationship with weight and insulin resistance. Are we insulin resistant, then we gain weight, and then we become type 2 diabetic? Or we gain weight, we become insulin resistant, and then we become diabetic? Which one come first? It's kind of like the story of the chicken and the egg. But why do you even, what do you even start from here? Is you want to probably, let me see why this is doing this. Okay. Yeah. So where do we start from this? It's really the problem that you need to understand first, okay? And the issue is that today we are, we're gonna come to the first problem, which basically is not what diet do I need to do. It's not what medicine do I need to take. It's really about this conflicting information that we find. We find people that says one thing and then there says totally the opposite. That builds lack of uncertainty and there'll be frustration. And ultimately, obviously, you tell yourself you want to fix it yourself. And there is a question, an answer to the question here, right? Some Nobel prizes, I took this from an article. Roy Taylor suggests that we are insulin resistant because there is a positive calorie balance, okay, with excess calorie, which creates a insulin resistant first in the liver, then in the muscle, okay, and then as this cycle goes on and on, there is plasma glucose built pretty much everywhere, and then you build up in the liver excess fat, which creates bad cholesterol, which create metabolic syndrome, okay, and everything else become insulin resistant as well. The totally opposite on a TED talk, this Peter Attia said that it's really about eating too many carbs, okay? Too many carbs will create insulin resistance because of the excess blood sugar. Or, another, obviously in this article of Nobel Prizes, Professor Robert Hunger said that the glucagon, the antagonist of insulin, is the issue that too much glucagon really messes up with the production of insulin. So your blood sugar are always low and there is a compensation, which obviously raises insulin, and then there is weight gain and then insulin resistant plus becoming diabetic, okay? And of course, when you have conflicting information, this is not really a problem of what you should listen to, because the conflicting information is reinforced by sources such as going on YouTube, which I'm not going to name who they are, but those people that says, promote only keto diet or promote only vegan approaches. And when you have lack of certainty, you try something, you become frustrated, and you feel like I'm going to fix it myself because I really cannot follow anybody in specific, right? And that means that it's not going to mean that you don't get results, but basically you're not even going to take action. Like for the most part, you're not even going to take any action at all. And obviously that makes you not wanting to actually get a results in the first place. Now the physiology is the solution. When it comes to the solution, you're going to ask, which one is the solution really? So who should I listen to? Not the bias, not the low carb diet, not the keto diet, not the person that emphasized the fact that you should get some sort of supplements. You need to go by physiology and psychology, okay? You will see exactly what that means when it comes to nutrition. And secondly, you do not need to find a solution for all this situation, because this situation says on the end of the article, it says that there is much more complexity in diabetes that people understand at this point. And these people study every day, okay? So how are we gonna understand? Like, there is no way we understand. We can only go by data extraction and optimization. In other words, if you're losing weight and if you improve in body composition using a specific strategy, we're going to optimize on that strategy every single time you're going to find an obstacle, because, newsflash, you are going to find an obstacle. You will get stuck. You will find your body fighting back. And there always going to be this idea to improving. This is why you need a coach. This is why you need some sort of support. And if it's not a coach, it must be something else, more than just a doctor that says, okay, take this medicine because your body is behaving this way. It's not about testing, okay? So somebody finally was able to come in, and I apologize to all the other people that were not able to come in. And what I'm gonna do here, first I'm gonna stop sharing here. Okay, so whoever comes in, please mute yourself. Hello, good to see you. I'm going to ask you to take your video off and mute yourself, because this is gonna be more of a style of a presentation. I apologize for the other people that are not able to get in. I have at least 5 people that were asking me a password. So now she's gone. Okay, you can be here. The thing is that the only thing is that for some reason this thing is not working so well. Presentation. Okay, so as we move forward, The answer, like I said, is physiology and data extraction, okay? And this is really about what we're gonna talk about today. As you see, the system has about 4 phases. Most people feel like they only have, there is one phase. There is a phase of weight loss, there is a phase of dieting, and it is not this way at all. It's really about understanding that if you cannot understand how physiology works, and in your case about weight and insulin resistance, you're not going to be able to restore your metabolism or understand how your metabolism behave. There is not going to be the ability to lose weight, and there's not going to be the ability to maintain the weight off. Okay, so if you understand this system, you will get results such as this. Okay, you will get results such as we had here Mercy, and then there's going to be like things, person like Shanika, that not only they lose weight, but they saw their A1C drastically dropping. And of course, you should see some sort of these results in changes, and then you should see better, that's going to yield you being able to see better blood labs. Okay, and where do we go from here? It's really understanding a little bit of physiology. Okay, when we're talking about a little bit of physiology, welcome, and finally I see people that are able to log in, and I have no idea why other people were asking me for. I don't know why they were asking me for passwords. Okay, so when you come in, please mute yourself. So as we start understanding this, the question is, how does insulin work in a sense? I mean, if you're diabetic type 2, or if you are pre-diabetic, chances are you already know how insulin works. And then you probably want to understand that there is a much more than you know, okay? In a sense that you know that insulin is something vital. If we did not have, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And basically, insulin takes all the glucose and other small little chemical particles and get them into the muscle, get them into the fat cells. And obviously, when you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, that stopped working. And what you heard probably is that you must really eat less carbs, right? Because carbs spikes insulin a lot, so you should be eating less carbs. And of course, maybe people don't really tell you that even protein spike, right? And there is some sort of spiking as well in carbs. As you see here, white bread as this is postprandial insulin index, and you can see that both weight, protein, and even cheeses and dairy spike as much as blood sugar spike as much as bread. Okay, so you understand that it's not so easy to understand what you're eating, because you're not really eating only protein or carbs. You're eating a mix of, every time you eat, for example, when you eat beans or quinoa, you're not really eating only carbs or protein, you're eating both. Okay, there is going to be this is just a few things that goes into nutrition, so you do need to get understanding of why you're insulin resistant first. Now, the best analogy I can find when you get insulin resistant is like when you're getting drunk for the first time. When you drink for the first time, you're getting drunk after one drink probably. As you develop consistency on drinking, like it takes about 10 drinks to get you closer to be insulin resistant. Okay. Now, if you understand this part, you would probably understand the other problem as well. Is that when you eat food, your pancreas makes more insulin as a compensation, and your cells resist to insulin. Your fat cells, your muscle cells, and then you store fat, and you get more hungry. And as this cycle goes on, you gain more weight, and you become more insulin resistant. Okay, so we're going back into understanding, why are we insulin resistant? Are you insulin resistant because you gain weight and then you become type 2 diabetic, or you gain weight and you become insulin resistant and then you become type 2 diabetics? Whatever the answer is to that, and we established that it's not easy to give an answer, we must understand physiology, psychology, why do we do the things that you're not supposed to be doing, or why you're eating what you're not supposed to be eating, and then you need data extraction and then optimization from that. This is how you get this kind of results. There is no way for you to jump in a diet and not understanding metabolic restoration, or not understanding what is insulin resistant in the first place. You need to get that part down. And as we, in simple terms, as we understand this, you understand that when it is a flexible metabolism, you do burn sugar, if you want to call it this way, glucose, when you're doing activity or exercising, and you burn fat when you're doing slow walking or when you're resting at all or when you're sleeping, right? When you are insulin resistant, you see this guy here, you lose the ability to burn effectively either, okay? You burn a little bit of everything when you rest and when you exercise. And this is the issue created by an chronic excess of calories. It could be from fat, it could be from sugar, it could be from protein, but it's an excess of calories. Why? Because of these guys here. Mitochondria are small little organelle present in any cell of the body. In a hypocaloric state, when you eat less calorie than you should, chronically in a long term, not today in general, but in a long term, this guy knows exactly what they need to do. They know that they need to burn sugar when they're working out and exercising, and they know they need to burn fat when they're resting. As your body no longer understand this because you on a chronic excess of calories, these guys are no longer effective, okay? And they start burning a little bit everything. This is why when you are an inflexible metabolism and you try at this point to know what to do and you try to go on a keto and you don't know really what to do, you really get your body to shut down. So the answer is really about dietary implication, and you'll see more specifically later how it is, and then exercise and movement. And again, I know you're gonna, like the first question is gonna be in some of your mind, as you probably see this replay at this point. You're gonna tell me, okay, how many carbs do I need to eat? How many calories? How much exercise? Which exercise? And of course, if I would give you this answer without speaking to you, I would probably be very unethical, because like you must understand that, you know, there is some sort of specificity in this, and you need to really get to the point that you get to this stage, okay? 25, 35 for women, 20 to 18 or 25 to 18 for guys, that you need to be healthy weight or even close at some point or lower, almost 200 weight. And you really need to, if you're overweight, probably you need to drop some weight, but it's not really about the weight, it's about getting to be in these percentages. And there are ways to do that. But how do you do that? Like I said, in a sustainable calorie deficit, okay? In a way that it doesn't stress your body, and also exercising in that way. If you're gonna, probably now some of you are gonna watch it and say, no, that's not true. You just need to reduce the carbs, right? Because I tried keto and it worked, and I saw people trying keto and it worked. It did, but what they don't tell you is working because of a 1,000 calorie slashing almost daily, and not because you're reducing carb. Because if that was the case, vegan people wouldn't get any results. These guys, keto, eat about 3% carbohydrate. These guys eat about 80% carbohydrates. They just take off all the proteins. So as you see here, if you reduce a complete category of food, you would find yourself in this situation here, okay? As a result, you understand that it's a conflicting information. It's like if you just eat many carbs and then if you eat no carbs, there is no way for you to be able to get the same results. Like you should be getting a different results. When you do a low carb or a keto diet, as you see in the study here, it did put diabetes on remission. It works. What they don't tell you is that this study shows clearly that you need support. Like there is a support group getting you there, because you can do that for a little bit of time and then you probably end up quitting. Now, the other thing is that this is diabetes on remission when you lose more than 15 kilos, right? And you keep that off for the span of 8 years. As you see here, all of these people maintain the weight off when you get this weight to lose, when you get to lose weight and you really maintain the weight off. Like this is the most important thing that you need to understand. You do need to maintain your weight off, because the biggest mistake I see is people losing some weight, going to the doctor and they tell you, oh, you're no longer diabetic right now. Then they get everything back in 6 months. Why? Not because there's something wrong with them, not because diabetes cannot be reversed, because they do not maintain it. And why? Because we're gonna talk about why in a second. But this is what you need to take home, if anything else, from this presentation, that to get a result, you in reversing insulin resistance, no matter if the insulin resistance came first, okay, no matter if the insulin resistance came first and the weight and then type 2 diabetes, or the opposite way around, you do need to understand that to get to this point, you do need a sustainable calorie deficit that doesn't stress your body. Why some people don't eat anything and they cannot lose weight? Because your body shuts off. Going back to this, it would be a problem of your metabolism. Your metabolism is not ready to lose weight. So if you keep trying to go from a keto diet to a paleo diet to an intermittent fasting, you keep stressing your body. And if this doesn't happen, you can't lose weight. And if you don't get clear on what insulin resistance is, as we're doing today, you cannot even start this whole process. So this is why it's very important for you to understand that. You need about the right calorie deficit, and you need to move in a way and exercise in a way that you're gonna re-educate your body to burn carbs again, and you're gonna re-educate your body to burn fat again. What is your calorie deficit that you need? You need to talk to me, like you need to talk to somebody and find that out in theory, so that we can go and obviously get to the results. In fact, you're gonna ask me, okay, where do I go from here? I know that I need this at this point. Where do I go from here? Well, I'm gonna ask a question. What are you currently doing? Like, what have you tried? Why it didn't work? When we know that, we know the answer, because this is funny right now. Like, probably this is not the first time you hear, and despite how much you don't want to listen to this and how much you want to believe that there is some sort of diet you must follow, right? You know, physiology is physiology. You're not going to trick physiology. You do need to just maintain the calorie deficit sustainably. But you probably heard that before, probably, right? The problem is that people hear that, and as they don't like that, they feel like there is something they must do. And then they ask me, why I cannot lose weight? And I said, okay, what got you into the weight gain in the first place? Why do you feel like you're overweight? And they tell me, oh, I'm going out I'm meeting with friends, I'm stay good in the week, I'm eating well in the week, and then a weekend I drink myself to death, I overeat, I come back and I eat ice cream. So, and I said, okay, cool. Like, then, you know exactly what got you here, right? And then they watch me, it's like, yeah, okay. And I said, okay, so what's the plan? Well, I think I'm gonna try this keto diet. So if the problem is a diet, meaning like if the problem is ice cream, the problem is overeating, the problem is the burger that you're eating that you're not supposed to be eating, the problem right now is not physiology. The problem is psychology. You feeding your mind before feeding your body, okay? And that requires work. Not only work in the interaction with, like, not only you need to learn stuff, but you need to understand why you're doing certain choices. And this is nothing to do with you learning a diet. So why would you want to try a complicated diet with 2,500 rules like keto diet that you cannot do when you know exactly that the problem is ice cream? Like, you need to get to the point of getting to your mindset and understand, why do I need to even lose weight? Why do I no longer want to be diabetic, right? Because it goes inside of things such as playing more with your kids. It goes inside things like being sure that you're not going to die early. It goes on a thing telling you, like telling yourself that you need to go a lot deeper into psychology to understand why you even want to jump in the journey in the first place. Because if you do not fix that, you're not going to do the necessary step for you to stop really getting to the point of getting healthy. Because like, I have a news flash for you. Like, if you just took off all that junk food, if you can do that, automatically you would be healthy. Like, you would by nature eat on a calorie deficit. Like, you would be healthy. Or once in a while you eat, you eat some sweet stuff or something that you like. Or when you are in, for example, in my program, we have tons of recipes that are low calorie, high dense food using sweetener and sugar, and therefore like sweetener instead of sugar. So you can still have treats, you can still enjoy life, but you do need to get to a point and asking yourself, why do I always make the wrong choices? And why do I feel like if I'm making the wrong choices, that the answer is a diet? Because if you don't understand that, there you will not get ever to the outcome. Because the outcome is not a diet. The outcome, as I say here, it's really about understanding what got you here and how can we fix it. Is a psychology issue or is a physiology issue, right? And when you do that, then it's about taking data and it's about finding something that works. Now, one more time, like most of you are gonna see this is a replay. We got a few people jumping in, but the problem was that as they get in, it seems like Zoom kick them out for some reason. But what I have for you here, if you're gonna see the replay, don't worry about if you were live or replay. I just want you to understand what I have for you here. And what I have for you here is a personalized game plan and assessing that with you one-to-one. So what we'll be doing in this group, we would build very soon. We're gonna build a challenge that in which you're gonna kickstart insulin resistant reversal. We're gonna have a series that is called Fix My Diet. In order for you to even access those things, and in order for me to be able to tell you if I can help you, I will need you to be able to speak with me. Like, I need you to be able to and understand that there is no way for me to just give you a plan. There is no way for me to just give you an answer without even speaking to you. We need to get to the point, because the answer, 100%, and this 1000%, not 100%, the answer that you need is in here. Like, is a calorie deficit sustainable, something you can sustain, and really moving in a way and exercising in a way that needs to be something that creates a change. The difficult part is that you need to find a way to do it such that it's not a stress for your body, such that is not something that you cannot sustain. It needs to be something almost so easy to sustain that is a life change. So what I have for you here, and one more time, what I want you to comment down below, or if you're gonna see this video and you don't have anywhere to comment, if you're not gonna be on Facebook, whatever, you're gonna have a call to action at some point. If you're in Facebook, comment down below game plan. If you're gonna see this in a landing page or whatever case it's gonna be, there is gonna be a button with an assessment. And when you access to that assessment, when you say assessment, you're just gonna fill up a form. There's gonna be a form asking you a few questions. You're gonna fill up that form, and then we're gonna jump in a call so that I can really advise you at the best of my ability, and I can then get you to the results. Jerry here, welcome to those of you that were here and those of you going to see the replay. Really take action, do something different. This is not about consuming information, it's about applying information you're consuming. Jerry here, comment game plan down below. Talk to you soon.